Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Sending the Community with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar. And for today's show, Raz and I have traveled to Luton Town Centre to attend Nationwide Building Society's Luton branch for a very special event they organised for us. When I say us, I mean for young people and adults with special education needs and disabilities, in order to better educate them around money and managing money safely. And we've come down here today. It is Friday, the 28th of November 2025. So it is a pre-recorded show. So please don't ring in for this show. I know the last couple of shows we have been running live, but this show tonight is a pre-recorded show. And I'm delighted to be joined by some amazing guests here. And I will then talk a bit about the session that I had this morning. So I'll start with you, Mr.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, Raz. Raz has been with me again this morning, and I'll go around here. If you can just say your name and your role at the Nationwide branch, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nasim and I'm a customer representative here at Nationwide.
And welcome to the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Jabeda. I'm the branch manager at Nationwide in Luton.
Thank you and welcome to the show, Jabeda.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Farzana. I'm also a branch manager here at Luton branch.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm the senior branch manager here at the Luton branch.
Thank you, Kathy. So this morning, I say morning because it is Friday morning and it is a pre-recorded show, as I said earlier. We gathered together at Nationwide Building Society's Luton branch. And the reason we did that was because we arranged, with the kind permission of the local branch, to set up a money awareness session. I was joined by Raz, Sean, who has been part of our disability cricket for a number of years, Jade, Rosie, and Hamza, who all participate in disability cricket at Luton Town Indians Cricket Club, as well as the Cricket East local hubs that run on a Tuesday evening at Chorney High School for boys at the moment. So we got together here to learn a bit more about money and the impact it has for people with disabilities. So let's start with the first part then around Nationwide. And Kathy, I'll come to you as a senior branch manager. What does a Nationwide do for the community locally and nationally?
Okay, so we do a lot at Nationwide to help the community. A lot of it is around homelessness, around helping people, especially with dementia. We do dementia clinics across a lot of our branches where people can actually come in and see a nurse and they can have a discussion around family members, friends who are suffering with dementia. And we reach out to as many communities as possible to try and help and support where we can, local communities as well. So each branch has a funding where they can help any type of local community that they feel beneficial to help them.
Brilliant. And just to get some clarity around that, so that funding, is that something that the local branch would use to provide opportunities for people to come in here and support, or is that funding you'll give to local, say, Alzheimer's Society or the local dementia group to benefit?
Yes, we do a lot of funding at Nationwide, and we try and help as many community projects as possible. So, for example, a lot of our staff in branches do work with outside charities, and Nationwide each year try and help those communities as much as possible. So last year, on average, Nationwide donated 1.4 million across charities within the UK. And out of that, there was 335 applications for those charities. 160 of those charities were successful. And ranging from around £8,000 was granted to support those charities. So there is a lot that we do within the community that can really support people.
Thank you so much. I'm going to come to you now, Raz. Raz, how did you find the session this morning?
Yeah, good.
What kind of things did you see here? What did you do?
To see how it has it get on. Has a community hasn't get it on so far that much.
What about the bank accounts? Did you talk about them?
Yeah.
Yeah. What sort of bank accounts did you talk about? Do you remember current account?
Yeah.
And what if you get lots of money? What can you do with it?
Just to save it.
So we talked about savings accounts. And what about treats on offer here?
Yeah, sometimes maybe you don't need to.
Well, what did they have for you today when you came in? What were the treats?
Biscuits.
Especially gluten-free biscuits?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Raz. We then started this a couple of months ago when I came in, and Sister Jabeda, I ended up speaking to you simply because I was impressed by your notice board downstairs talking about your outreach work for the community. And I innocently went and knocked on the door, and I realized I was going to be speaking to one of the branch managers. And Sister Jabeda very kindly invited me into the office. And we started talking a bit about what Raz and I were doing for sending the community. And that led to an invitation for coming in for today. And we do value that. We do appreciate that a lot. So in terms of arranging today, I know all of you have been heavily involved in planning this. How were you able to put this on? What went through your mind thinking you've got people with SDN coming? How did you go about that?
I think a lot of it, we have done stuff with the community prior to being involved with Inspire FM. We've done it for the last few years. We used to be doing something called National Treasure. So we've gone out to mosques, we've gone out to local churches, local homes, care homes that is. And so we love getting involved, and we want to give back to the community. And all of us here know somebody that has a special educational need, or one of our friends are working in the teaching field. So we know this. It's really important for us to give back. So when you come into my room, it was amazing because I was looking for that type of opportunity platform to go back out and to give back to the community. Nationwide is all about that. We obviously liaise with you a lot. You told us what level to pitch it at in terms of presenting to the adults today, and they are very welcome here. And I think it was an amazing session because we've learned a lot from them. They are so full of energy and inspirational, and if they've given back to us as much as we've given to them, I hope.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Part of what we also discussed this morning was looking at the risk that are out there for people with disabilities and how people can be scammed, perhaps. We know that there is a lot of support scaffolding available nationally through the Send Code of Practice. But my concern, as most parents and Senkos around the country have, is that the Send Code of Practice stops at the age of 25. Beyond that all the scaffolding and the legal obligation on the local authorities, on the education providers, stops instantly. But we know that the disability does not go away overnight the day you turn 25. And I particularly invited people above the age of 25 today to attend this session. And we know they are at a greater risk due to the vulnerabilities when it comes to people scamming them. And Sister Nasim, you addressed that particular delicate topic quite remarkably. Tell us a bit about what you feel the risks are, and how can people with disabilities safeguard themselves against those vulnerabilities?
Yeah, I think they are more open to scams. And as here at Nationwide, we want to protect our customers, that are vulnerable against scams. We are trained to sort of see vulnerabilities in our customers and, support them the best way we can.
Yeah, and you also had these little dialogues with the young amazing people we had here today around how they could safeguard themselves. So one of those being, the possibility of getting a telephone call or somebody else perhaps coming to befriend you in person. Tell us a bit about those kind of scenarios then.
It's, for example, sort of befriending somebody and wanting to sort of take advantage of their vulnerabilities. So we just need to make sure that, we're aware of our customers, make them or educate them to, be more aware of scams that are about.
And when it comes to different accounts, I'll come to you, Farzana. You talked about different accounts. And are any of those accounts particularly targeted at people with disabilities, or are these accounts that are out there that can be perhaps managed safely through a trusted adult playing a supportive role at home? So first, tell us about different accounts and how the added support can be around them, please.
Yeah, so we do have different types of accounts. For example, just our current account, we have 3 or 4 different types of current accounts. We have like what we call a flex basic account, which is usually if all you require is just basic needs, you don't want to be using that as a debit facility. So we have a flex basic account. Again, then we have what we call a flex account, which is a current account, what we call a typical current account. We have enhanced current accounts like flex plus accounts, where you have to pay a little bit as a fee for the account, but you get a lot of benefits with that, including travel insurance, recovery insurance. You have mobile breakdown cover in there as well. So there's lots of other benefits that come with those accounts.
Brilliant. And then if somebody wanted to open an account for, say, one of these people we had here today, one of the visitors, and they're concerned about how they might be able to manage the money independently, can a parent, a carer, a grandparent, and a trusted adult within the family be added to the account and have any kind of authority over it?
Yeah, so we do give the facility of like joint accounts. I mean, we have lots of parents that tend to open an account with a child, or there doesn't need to be a child. It could be like over 25, whatever age that we want to look at. So we do have that facility for joint accounts. Depending on the capacity of the individual. I mean, we also have the you can have power attorneys, you can have lots of other, so there are lots of facilities that Nationwide offers where we will manage your money and keep that safe and have that safeguard in place.
Amazing. Kathy, I'll come to you next, if I may, please, around skills for people with disabilities in particular. Does Nationwide offer any work experience opportunities, or when it comes to employment, perhaps, how much does Nationwide as an employer make reasonable adjustments to make sure that your staff, if they have any added needs, are adequately supported?
Yes, we do. We do have a lot of things in Nationwide that can assist with people who do have needs. So, for example, autism or dyslexia, we have tools and aids that will be able to help them while they're in that working environment. We do a lot of things like we have digital lessons. So we run workshops similar to the one that we did today, where people can come in and they can learn a lot about mobile banking, internet banking, and how they can use the facilities available to support them as well. So the digital sessions are quite popular.
And for somebody, say, in school at the moment, looking for work experience, and if they think, in the future, I don't mind working in a place like Nationwide, but will my autism, ADHD, or any condition get in the way of me working here? And I just want to taste the water, if you like. So work experience might be an option to consider. Do you offer any work experience opportunities?
Yes, we do. We do work experience at Nationwide. So we have a lot of the local schools and colleges that come in for a week, and they do the work experience here with us.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that, Kathy. Now, we were talking about different accounts and how to use them, etc. And one area that people sometimes are not too comfortable with is using the ATM to get the money itself. So Sister Nasim kindly demonstrated a session here at Nationwide this morning. If you want to see it, there will be a short video on our Insta page as well. And you can have a look at that demonstration. Talk us through that particular session you led on Sister Nasim. What were your thoughts before running the session, during and afterwards? Did you think these were the kind of things you'd need to plan for, or as the young people were watching you demonstrate that session, is that what you thought they were? Were there any differences?
No, I think you were more aware, like of the risks, and we just had to point them out to sort of people that are vulnerable. I don't think sometimes you, like, for example, covering your PIN number when you're putting it into the ATM, taking your cash out, not forgetting to take your card with you before moving away from the machine, putting your cash away. So those sort of things we just needed to highlight to the customers.
And then I noticed you quite deliberately explain to them that the cash machine inside the branch isn't just for taking money out, you can actually put the money back in as well. How does that work then?
It's certainly, with the machine outside also, you can make deposits. So if the branch is closed, you can deposit funds into your account, and it'll be available for you to use on your debit card should you need to do so, outside of branch opening hours.
Brilliant. Listeners, if you've just tuned in, you are listening to Send in the Community with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar, and with
Raz.
Yeah, with Raz. He's here as well, listening very quietly today, much quieter than usual. And this is not a live show today, unfortunately. I know last couple of shows were live, so please don't ring in today. We are recording this on Friday, the 28th of November 2025, from Nationwide Building Society's Luton branch. And the reason we are here is because these amazing people put on an incredible workshop for people with special education needs and disabilities this morning. And so they learned about different accounts, also about the risks associated with using your accounts online, in person, as well as how to use an ATM safely. And then we were talking a bit about the outreach work that Nationwide have done in the past. So I'm going to come back to you, Sister Jabeda, to ask you a bit more about the ongoing offer here. So some of our listeners might be thinking, you know what, I missed out on this opportunity on Friday. I wish I had gone. Is there a way of doing this again? Are there other projects in the pipeline, or are Nationwide as welcoming us, having with us to any new ideas of running some kind of workshops either in branch or in the community in the near future?
We have got lots of plans in the pipeline. We are especially looking to get into colleges and schools and to teach young people about money matters. We also want to get into with the local community with housing, with women's refuge, any special communities that need us to go and teach them because they can't come to us. We're willing to do both. They can come into the branch, or we can set this up again. It's no problem at all. We want to help our community. So even though it's Nationwide, a national thing that we're doing across all of Nationwide branches, and we want to get, as a Luton branch, get really involved with our community. So anybody who wants to get involved, they can come to the branch, they can ring us, email us, they've got our names. We'd be more than happy to look into that and definitely organise something, yeah.
Brilliant. And listeners, if you are thinking, oh, you know, all banks and building societies say this, and when we go in, it's very different. I can speak from experience. My late father, may Allah bless his soul, opened my account here. It was a cash builder, I think, back in 1995, 96. So my first ever experience and encounter with a bank or building society was a cash card, and I still got it somewhere at home. And I was super excited. Yippee, Dad, I've got on a bank card. It wasn't a Visa, it was a simple cash card. And so I was able to come in, and my late father had been a member here for many, many years. And from there, what I did was, when Allah blessed me with my children, the Child Trust Fund was around back in 2004, 2005. So my eldest daughter, Sophia, who some of you will know, is an author now, alhamdulillah. We opened an account for her, and indeed for my other children as well. So they all have an account here from birth out with the Child Trust Fund. And the nice thing was that from the age of 11, I think, they could have their own bank card as well. So I did that quite deliberately, because I came across what Nationwide were doing for money mats about, more than 10 years ago. I think 2013 perhaps or so, when I was teaching at Battlefield Academy in Dunstable, and we had a dedicated 1 hour money maths lesson a week, and for that we used some of Nationwide's resources. And so I looked into what Nationwide was offering, and yes, there's a card that you could use. It's a real card, but as a parent, you've got to be able to keep an eye on your child's account. Is what I was asking Sister Farzana earlier about, having a joint account perhaps. If not, the child can have their own account, and it works. Is a real account, so they can have it online. It can be an app to use, and my other two are at university now, so they can happily use the Google Pay service, etc., or Nationwide accounts to do that. But alongside that, they were also encouraged to have a savings account, as they have small regular amount of money coming in. Obviously, they're at university, want to make sure we keep topping up their accounts, and so that naturally starts to increase. Once a child has a better understanding of what the accounts look like, they can be perhaps a bit more in charge of their own money, and we want to support that independency. Does Nationwide run any targeted sessions for children in the branches at all? I'll put it out there if anybody wants to. Is that something that's possible at the moment, or is that something you can consider depending on the demand?
Nationwide at the moment doesn't run any targeted sessions for children. However, it is something that Luton branch are looking at. We are actually thinking about going, and we have actually got something planned to go into schools, just to give like the financial education, get children on board, the importance of having savings accounts, moving on to current accounts. So it's something that Luton branches definitely have got in the pipeline as a part of our community outreach program.
Okay, brilliant. Listeners, we have just under 3 minutes remaining before we come to the end of this session. And for that, I'm going to just go around the table and ask each of you for your, each of my guests here rather, for your final thoughts about today's session, about how you perhaps felt even from your perspective, and if this sort of session is something that's worth considering in the future as well. So I'll just go around from right to left then. So Sister Nasim, you happen to be on my right, so I'll start with you then.
No, we've learnt a lot from our guests today, and it's been a pleasure to have them here in the branch and answer their questions, and that they had, and show them around the branch.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
I've loved it today. As I said, we've done it before, but today's guests were really inspirational, so I feel really energized. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Jabeda.
Yeah, I think following on from Jabeda, I think it's been really heartwarming today just to spend some time with these special people, and just to explain how, and just to understand how important it is for them to have this financial education.
Thank you so much. And Kathy?
I think it was just amazing to have everyone in today and just see that actually they really enjoyed it, and just seeing them using the ATMs, looking at those things, and just seeing how happy they were really brought a lot to us. So we really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us here. And Ras, what did you think of today?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. What did you like the best?
Everything.
You enjoyed it all. Brilliant. Did you like the part where you got to try the ATM downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And did Baji Nasim do a good demonstration?
Yep.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, listeners, we are heading to a short break now. You are listening to Sending the Community Show with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar, and this particular show for today is a pre-record from Luton branch of Nationwide Building Society. My thanks once again to Sister Nasim, Sister Jabeda, Sister Farzana, and to Sister Kathy and Brother Az, who as always is super amazing. And so we had a wonderful session at Nationwide's Luton branch this morning. If you missed the beginning of the show, please go back and rewind it afterwards and join us after the break, where you will be able to hear about some of the experiences from the people who were involved this morning as well, and what they felt about it. So hope you will tune in again very shortly, straight after this break. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This program will continue after the break. Continue listening to Inspire FM. Inspire FM.
Inspire 105.1 FM.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته وبسم الله. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم دع ما يريبك إلى ما لا يريبك. That leave that which puts you in doubt for that which does not put you in doubt.
I've been trying to find a rishta for my son. It's so hard these days.
Have you tried Rishta Networking? It's Sharia compliant and really respectful. We found a perfect match for my daughter there.
Really? How does it work?
You meet up to 50 potential matches in short 5-minute chats, then enjoy a 3-course meal. If there's mutual interest, contact details are shared with consent.
That sounds perfect. How do I book?
Just go to rishta-networking.co.uk.
Rishta Networking returns on Saturday, 13th of December at a brand new time at 11 a.m. at Crescent Hall.
Why do Tops Pizza deliver the top pizzas in Luton? For a start, all the toppings are 100% halal and Tops use fresh dough every day. Then there's the cheese, the highest quality available. And when it comes to food preparation, cleanliness is taken as part of our faith. So that just leaves the taste, choice, and great offers, including buy one, get one free on all medium, large, and extra large pizzas. Tops Pizzas, Wellington Street, LU1 5AA. Order online, topspizza.com or via Just Eat. Download our app or call 01582 72 5000.
You can always rely on Mercedes-Benz vans. When it comes to safety, our intelligent technology keeps your business moving, which also helps keep insurance costs, repairs, and downtime to a minimum. And right now, you can rely on us even more, with savings from £1,200 to £3,600 across selected models. Call your local, reliable dealer to find out more today. Subject to status, T's and C's apply. £1,200 off Sedan, £2,400 off Vito, £3,600 off Sprinter. Offer ends 31st of December. Mercedes-Benz Finance.
Lee Grave Heating Supplies. With over 20 years of experience, we're the largest independent plumbers merchant in the area, specialising in all types of plumbing and heating, as well as combination boilers and megaflow cylinders. Whether you need a new bathroom or a complete new heating system, LHS is the place. Come along to our brand new bathroom showroom at Unit 1, 3 Chorlend Lane, Luton, to see the latest range of quality bathrooms. Or log on to leegrave.net. We're an Interpart-approved stockist for all genuine spares. Our new store in Bedford is now also fully opened. Lee Grave Heating Supplies. Call Luton 84 86 88.
Celebrate in style at the Grand Royale, Luton's premier banqueting hall, offering elegance, luxury and seamless event planning. Host up to 750 guests with top-tier catering, stunning decor, photography, videography, hair and makeup, DJ, dance floor and expert event management, all under one roof. Whether it's a wedding, birthday or corporate event, let's witness the happy family moments together. Call 01582 551913 or visit grandroyale.co.uk today.
ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله.
Ali is one of those children who, with your assistance, has the honour of being a Hafiz. And that too from only £29 per month. Help UKIM by sponsoring a Hafiz and get rewarded by up to 70 times blessings. For donations, call now or visit ukim.org.uk. inspirefm.org.
From the studios of Inspire FM, the time is now 7:30.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the second half of tonight's show for Sending the Community with me, Hafiz Muhammad Umar, and with my younger brother Raz. Assalamu alaikum, Raz. And it is Wednesday, the 3rd of December 2025, and Raz and I decided to host the second half of the show live. The first half was pre-recorded. If you weren't tuned in, please do rewind back and listen to that. There was an amazing session Raz and I did together with some of our friends at Nationwide Building Society's Luton branch on Friday morning, where we learned about all things to do with money and what it means to better safeguard ourselves when it comes to money matters, particularly for those adults with special education needs or disabilities. My huge thanks to all of the individuals involved in that for making it happen. Kathleen, Farzana, Nasim, Jabeda, and our amazing participants, Rosie, Sean, Hamza, Jade, and Raz. We had a wonderful time, and we were very well received by the team. So if you'd missed that, there will be a couple of audios you'll be able to listen during the second half of the show, which Raz and I will share with you around avoiding scams, etc. But my advice would be really to go back and rewind that. So as I said, this second half of the show is live. We are also doing this live because, as some of you will be aware, today, 3rd of December, is the International Day for People with Disabilities. That is celebrated around the world, and we want to make sure that on this day we give a massive shout out to every individual with a disability around the globe, including their families, friends, and carers. Whether it's communication and interaction, cognition and learning, social, emotional, and mental health, or physical or sensory needs, we are immensely proud of your daily courageous efforts in overcoming visible and hidden barriers. You matter, your contributions matter, your voices matter, your feelings matter, and you are amazing. Whether you are a person with lived experience, or whether you are somebody who is caring for a person with a disability, or whether you are an organization who is going out of the way to support some of the most vulnerable people in our community. And alhamdulillah, we are incredibly blessed to be in such an amazing, diverse town like Luton, where there are a whole host of opportunities available to support. Nationwide is one example, and there are many, many others who work tirelessly day and night. Ford comes to mind, and as indeed so many others. And I want to also give a particular shout out to Crohn's and Colitis Society, who this week are marking their Crohn's Awareness Week. Some of you may well be aware that Crohn's and colitis is a hidden form of a disability, sometimes referred to as a medical condition, which causes intense internal fatigue. It's very hard to be able to see that from outside. And this week you can actually get involved by contacting Crohn's and Colitis Society, and they can send you a small pack. And if you can't do that, please at least raise awareness within your groups, and so that people are aware of what's happening out there at the moment. We also want to make sure that people are aware of all the amazing things that are happening locally. Autism Bedfordshire continue to run a whole host of events each week. Please check out their Instagram page or web page for further information. And if you are really unsure of where to start, you can always go to the local offer page in Luton. If you just go to the search engine and type in the words Luton local offer, and Sarah Maffrey, who has been working day and night, I think, for the last year and a half since she's taken the role of has put an amazing amount of information there together for you to be able to see what's happening here, and likewise in Central Bedfordshire, and also in Bedford Borough, you could find the same thing. And the thing with local offer is that it's a national initiative. So if you're listening online from further afield, please just type in the name of your local authority together with this local offer, and that will take you to the relevant page that deals with your local area. So back to tonight again then, we were talking about money matters during the first half, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm asking our listeners to share their stories with them, particularly if you or somebody you know has a special education needs or disability. How does money work for you? How do you manage your money? Is that something that you can do independently? Do you need support? Can you share your positive experience with us, as well as a situation where you might have been at risk of being scammed by somebody? The number to call is 01582 481822. And what's the WhatsApp number as?
1524812.
Yeah, that's for people to ring in. And the WhatsApp number?
0279 481812.
And can you repeat that, please?
0279 481812.
Thank you so much, Ryan. 07779 481822. Is that right? Yeah, brilliant. So that's the number to call in. And I would like to hear from you if you have had either somebody trying to scam you or somebody trying to encourage you towards handing over your money in person, over the phone, online perhaps. And there is a small story that I can share with you from a few years ago. I tried to sell my car online, and I got a text message from somebody offering me more money than what I had advertised the car for. This was a few years ago, and that initially sounded a bit odd because it came on a text message with a very common name, lady's name, and then the second message came through: I'm offering you more than you are selling the car for because I need the car to be transported to me. I thought, okay, that's a bit odd. Why do they want the car transported? And then a third message came through saying, can you please go to the post office and make a payment of a couple of £100, and I will add that on as the delivery charge. I cannot get to the post office because I'm disabled. That's what the text message said. And also, I can't speak either. I'm deaf, so I can only communicate via text message. And at that time, my heart sank. I thought, okay, this person is physically disabled, they can't speak, they're wanting to buy this car, they want it delivered to them. So perhaps I can make my way to the post office after school and speak to the postmaster and see what arrangements are. So I left school much earlier than usual. I was working full-time school at the time, so I was usually there till after 5 o'clock. That particular day, I managed to get to the post office for 5. And as I got there, another text message came up with the address that they wanted this car sent to. And the address was in America. That's when I realized actually it's a scam. And I spoke to the postmaster, and he said, what they've done here is they said, we will send you 90% of the funds immediately. That'll show up in your bank account as pending for you to make this amount. It was about, I can't remember exactly how much now. It wasn't a huge amount. But as soon as you make that payment, they cancel the initial pending, and that's how they take money off you. And so I was really disappointed, not the fact that they try scamming me, but the fact that they try to use disability as an excuse. You know, most of us have utmost empathy and sympathy towards people with special education needs and disabilities, and they actually try to use that to try and scam. And had that address been mainland UK, I might not have even thought twice. So, you know what, this person is genuinely in need, I've got to help them. And during our session on Friday, this is something that we talked about, and the ladies at Nationwide were absolutely amazing in how they were able to better educate the group of adults we had taken with us. Do you remember some of the things we talked about on Friday, Raz?
I think so.
What did we talk about? What is Nationwide first? Is it a takeaway?
No.
What is it?
Bank.
It's a bank. It's a building society, actually, where you know, some people think it's a bank. And what happens when you go to somewhere like Nationwide?
To see if you have enough of money.
Well done. So you can check to see if you have enough money. And do you remember how you check that?
Once you put the card in,
Mm-hmm.
they accept it,
Mm-hmm.
then press the cash how much you want.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out.
Well done. So you have to go in and put your card into an ATM, and do you just put it in, or do you have to do something before?
Oh yeah, to put the pin in.
Well done. That's very, very important. And so thinking of Friday, then, what did they tell us about your pin? Is it a good idea to tell everybody your pin?
No.
No, why not?
But that's not for the matter.
That it's not for other people to know.
No.
Yeah. So a pin must be kept private. Yeah. You can share it with a trusted adult. So that might be your mum or your dad or your brother or sister. Yeah. Or your husband or wife. But you cannot share that with other people. Yeah. So you have to keep that a secret. And they showed us how to put the card in. Do you remember that? Sister Nasim, I think it was, who took us down and showed us how to insert the card into the cash machine. And once you put that in, you have a choice of doing a few things. What can you do? When your card goes into the cash machine,
and then you put a pin in.
Mm-hmm. And
then you find that it shows cash.
And it shows cash shows how much money you have in your account.
Yeah.
And then with that money, you can take some money out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And what if you have some money on you already, and you want to put that into the bank? Could you do that at the machine as well?
No.
You don't remember? You can do
Yeah,
it.
yes, you can.
Yeah, it's called deposit. Yeah.
Yes.
Press that, and then you put the money back into it. And sometimes, if you have a check, you can also bank that as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Naz. Well remembered. Well, I'm going to play a short video now from Friday. It's a couple of minutes long. And so you should be able to watch this if you're watching this online, or you'll be able to hear it on audio.
Okay. And then they give you have to give you the right number.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we all look at some money that we've got here? That they've kindly lent it to us from downstairs, so I can show it to you.
So you got 50s, 5s, 10s,
Yeah.
and then the coins as well.
Of course, yeah. So I'm gonna give one to the scene. Okay.
So that's the £50, the red one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, Brad, do you know what that one is?
20.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
That's a
10.
Okay, so what do you think you can go and get with this?
Chicken and chips?
Yeah.
What do you think about? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Have you ever got?
No, because I don't go out on my own because
But you know you can get a chicken and chips with this, yeah? Does everybody know what this blue greeny one is?
Fine.
Yeah. Do you know what we can get with this today in this day and age?
Not that much. That'll get you what, £5 worth of petrol.
Yeah. Sean, do you know money?
Yeah, so they got a new £5 note now.
Yeah.
With a king on it.
Mm-hmm.
So because they used to have
a queen on it.
Queen on it, but now it's changed to a king on it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why is that then, Sean? Why is that then? Why did they change it?
So they changed it because the queen is not on it no more.
Yeah, because what happened to the Queen?
She passed away.
Well done, Sean. Yeah, that's what
Well
they're
done.
saying.
King China took it over.
Yes.
And then they're making the money more waterproof, so in case counterfeit money. So basically, that's when the banks check it. So
Brilliant. That is so true. Yeah.
they have to check it. So when you put the money into the machine, what do you call it?
Because I looked
50 years ago, it used to be paper.
Yeah.
But now they made it waterproof.
Or people like print it out.
Is it still paper now?
It's like a pyramidal. Yeah, it's like a
No, you have to.
Right, okay, brilliant. So that was our session on Friday, right? Do you recognize some of those voices?
Yeah.
Who were the people talking there?
Sean.
Who else?
Me. Hamza. Rosie.
Rosie, yeah, I came, and Jane had also come with us as well. So that was an amazing session. We are talking about different types of notes there, weren't we?
Yep.
Do you remember some of the notes we saw? So when you have money, where does it come in? So when you got notes in your wallet,
Yeah.
How much do you have? They can be
5, 10, 20, 30.
Not 30. 50 was the big one, wasn't it?
Yes, 50.
And this is, listeners, precisely why we had that workshop, to get people with disabilities to actually see and hold different notes. So the £5 note, the £10, the £20, and the £50 notes. And so they could all see it. And as you heard, Sean was, mashallah, brilliant in picking up the fact that we used to have the Queen's picture on our money before. Now it's changed to the King, because the Queen sadly passed away. And that's something that happens around the world. Each time a monarch or the person in charge of the country passes away, they will change that to somebody else. And in some places, like in Pakistan, they might have by the Azam photo on the money. And whereas this money, does it stay the same when you go to different countries? Or does it change?
No, it could change.
Yeah. So like when you went to Saudi Arabia, for example, there you use the Saudi riyals instead of British pounds.
Yeah.
When you go to Pakistan, we use the rupees.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that adds to the complication. And we want to make sure that any young person or adult with a disability that we are taking on holiday with us, they have that degree of understanding before traveling. The fact that the money in most countries will be different. Although in places like the Middle East and also in Pakistan, sometimes they'll happily accept British pounds because they know they can get more out of it later than us using their currency. But it's equally important to learn about that particular country that you're traveling to, their currency, and how you're going to be paying. And then if you're paying via card, Barclays card is one common that comes to mind, or any other credit card for that matter. You just got to make sure that there aren't going to be additional transactional fees associated with your account if you are using it abroad. So talking of abroad, then, Raz, which countries have you been to? Tell us. Raz? Which countries have you been to? Other countries?
Probably.
When did you go somewhere on the aeroplane to travel away?
Scotland.
Yes, we've went to Scotland is another country, strictly speaking, yes. Do you remember which part of Scotland we went to?
Perth.
Yes, we went to Perth and we flew from here to Edinburgh. You remember that, don't you? All right, brilliant. What about somewhere where you went a bit further away? It took like a few hours to get to.
Russia.
No, we didn't go in the aeroplane, did we?
Oh, Pakistan.
Pakistan, yes, mashallah. And where else?
Umrah.
We went for Umrah in Saudi Arabia. So there are some of the different countries that some of our listeners might have been to as well. And Bangladesh is another common one. India, South Africa, Nigeria, America, as I mentioned earlier, the whole of Europe, Australia. So people from Luton come from different parts of the world, and chances are you will have been to all those places and know the currency. But if you've got a member of your family who has an added need, how much understanding do they have about the money changing your things, changing your value as you go there as well? Now take a series, for example, when we first went to Umrah, do you remember how old you were?
9.
You were 9 then. In 2004, we went for Umrah. And do you remember which cereal you used to like a lot in those days? What did you used to like?
Chicken burger.
Yeah, that was for lunch, not for breakfast. For breakfast, the cereals, do you remember?
Yes, cereals, yeah.
Which one did you like?
And cereals.
Yeah, come on, name me some that you liked.
Coke Pops.
Yeah, Cocoa Pops is one I can think of. And in those days, we used to get a box of Cocoa Pops say for about £2 or so. And in Saudi riyals, that was about 15, 16 riyals, which came to near enough £4. This was back in 2004. So already, whilst we could get what Raz wanted there, actually the price was almost double what we would have paid here. So they're the kind of things to bear in mind when you're traveling abroad and explaining the fact that there might be differences in prices. We're going to go on to another short soundbite now from Friday. So listen to this one, please.
Right. So do you know what type of different scams there are?
This new one, the phone scam.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Rhodesy, Sean? Do you know anything about scams?
If they asking what your details is, like if they asking you how to get the money out of your bank, so if they asking if you like asking about your code number on your card, yeah.
Okay.
Or your online banking password. So
that's right. So it's very important that you keep the numbers on the back of your card safe and you don't give it to everybody.
Yeah.
Also, any pass numbers that you have or your PIN number for your card, you need to be careful. Well. That's right. And what about
this IT software called AnyDesk? So basically, they use it to control what you're doing on your phone.
Take over your personal details. Yeah, you're very with it, aren't you?
I know it. They download it, so it's used by IT professionals.
Yeah, so do you know what type of different scams are? I mean, I can sort of become friends with you, Sean, can't I? And I can ask you for money. Would you give it to me? But we've only met today.
Well, probably. Well, not really, because I think you can.
You have to be careful because some people might want to befriend you and become friends with you. And then they might want to ask you, borrow some money from you, or something like, "Oh, I need some money to get home. I need, for the taxi or the bus."
But if you don't know people,
yes,
and they ask you, "Can I borrow you some money?" You just say no.
That's right. Yeah, just politely sort of refuse them. They should have their own money, and if you don't know them, you have to be careful because there's lots of like romance scams, for example. They will like befriend you, and then they want to take money off you. So that's something that you have to be sort of, careful and be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all good with that?
Yeah. There's a new one about the mobile phone provider.
I was going to say, you guys active online? Do you?
No, I don't have social media because of what happened to me like in the past.
What happened to you in the past?
Like basically, just.
That's okay. That's fine.
That's fine. So that's the thing, social media is another way. So we have a lot of young people coming in now where they're scammed through TikTok and they're scammed through Snapchat as well.
Yeah.
So they're paying people money like that through they're transferring money to people they don't know on Snapchat and on TikTok. So you guys need to be aware of that. So if you're on social media, you need to be aware scams take place all the time. If that happens, you need to let your bank know. If you're disaster, ring us and let us know. We'd investigate it for you. Yeah? Yeah, that's really important. Yeah, so it's always important to check your bank statements. So if there's anything you're not familiar with or you're not sure about, just phone your bank and they'll look into it for you.
They might ask you to put it in a safe account and they ask you to say, "Oh, we're calling from O2," but they're not really calling from O2 because they're in India, Pakistan.
So always call back. Put the phone down. Don't give them any of your bank details, and then call back on a number that you've trusted.
Or they ask you the gift card. They ask you to buy a gift card and put like £100 each gift card. They ask you to do that.
Yeah.
So if we was.
So there, Raz, some of your friends were talking again about the dangers of being scammed over the phone and online, and sometimes in person as well. So what if somebody asked you for money, Raz? What would you say?
I'll say no.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, well done. Yeah, and if they ring you up and they say, "Can you give me your card details, please?"
I'll say no.
You say no again. Yeah, very good, well done. I think it's important to do that. I had a situation many years ago, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had this, where I spent quite a bit of money during the summer holidays, in August in particular, and I was refurbishing the house, etc., bought the furniture, and suddenly I got a phone call telling me that it was my bank, and they had noticed an increased number of transactions in my account over the previous few weeks. and they just wanted to be certain that I was actually using a card myself. And instantly I thought, yes, I have spent a lot more this month than I usually would be. I was off school with some holidays, and I had a bit more time on my hands, and I wanted to do the house up. And I suddenly stopped and said, actually, you know what, can I call you back just to be sure you are who you're claiming to be? They said, yeah, ring the number on the back of your card, and it will carry on with the conversation. And at that point, I nearly thought, you know what, if they've said that, that's fine, I'll carry on with the conversation. But I said, no, I'll ring back. So I hung up, rang back immediately, and the bank said, thank you so much for contacting us. No, we have not rang you at all. That was a scamster. So alhamdulillah, I was safe there. We are coming towards the end of the show now. Raz, what would you advise me to our listeners when they are using the money?
If you using money, please, listeners, look after your money. Keep it safe.
Thank you so much, Raz. And Jazakumullah khair for tuning in today. Massive thanks to Kathy, Jabeda, Nasim, and Farzana for the termination building society. Join us again next time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.